Medical inventions and innovations over the past 100 years have changed our lives immensely and for the better. But did you know that some of the most common things we use today in the medical world were actually invented by accident? The first accidental invention I'll be talking about is the X-ray machine. It started with a discovery. A chemist was playing around with cathode ray tubes, and he ran electricity through them and they lit up. Then he covered it with black cardboard, enclosing it completely, shot it with electricity again, and other items in his lab lit up, which was very interesting. So he said, well, somehow some sort of rays are getting through my black cardboard and lighting up other objects in the room. I don't know what these rays are, so I'm just going to name them X. X was for unknown. They're X-rays. He started playing around with that and realized that those X-rays would go through more than just black cardboard. They would go through his wife's skin. He took a picture of her hand and could see the bones. And when she saw that photograph, she said, "I have seen my own death." And that is how the X-ray machine was born. The second accidental invention was anesthesia. What happened was nitrous oxide, or laughing gas, was a drug used at parties because it spiced up the party, made people happy, and they were laughing. Well, one thing that happened was somebody got hurt, and they got hurt pretty badly and didn't feel it. Didn't feel it at all. Somebody realized, hey, wait a minute, why don't we give this to people who are undergoing surgery? And that is how anesthesia was born. The third accidental invention was penicillin. We all use penicillin today as an antibiotic, or many of us do. What happened was a scientist wanted to study the Staphylococcus bacteria, what is known as staph, when you get a staph infection. He was wanting to study it, so he needed to grow some in a petri dish. He put some in a petri dish and went away for a few days expecting it to grow. But when he got back, there was no bacteria. The bacteria was completely gone. And what was in its place was a mold. That mold had apparently eaten the bacteria or somehow gotten rid of the bacteria. And that is how penicillin was discovered and later invented into tablet form. The fourth accidental discovery was the pacemaker. And this scientist was actually just trying to create a device to measure the heartbeat, but he put the wrong resistor in it. Instead of measuring the heartbeat, it actually imitated a heartbeat. And that was a very interesting accident, because what he was able to do then was create a small device that imitated a heartbeat and would keep somebody's blood pumping, something that could be inserted in their body and taken with them. Before then, there was the concept of a pacemaker, but it was about the size of a television set. And so you could only use it temporarily, and you actually had to be plugged into it and couldn't leave. The fifth accidental invention in the area of medicine was Viagra. What scientists were trying to do was discover a cure for angina. I said angina. What angina is a constriction of the blood vessels, and it creates heart issues. During the trials, what they learned was, unfortunately, it really wasn't a very good drug for angina. But there was this side effect that, let's say, kept popping up among the male population. And this was a side effect that this male population liked. So what was supposed to be a drug for a heart condition is now the fastest selling drug on the market today. So those are 5 accidental medical inventions, proving that humans can learn from their mistakes. I have another video on accidental inventions that I will link in the description bar below. And I hope to see you next week. Bye for now.